In the summer of 1971, a group of college students signed up for a psychological study at Stanford University. The study, led by Professor Philip Zimbardo, aimed to explore the psychological effects of power dynamics in a prison setting. Students were divided into two groups, guards and prisoners, and placed in a simulated prison in the university's basement. What began as a seemingly harmless experiment quickly spiraled out of control, exposing the darker side of human behavior. Zimbardo meticulously recreated a prison environment in Stanford's basement, complete with barred cells, uniforms, and strict rules. The participants were selected for their psychological stability and randomly assigned roles. Guards were given authority to maintain order, while prisoners were stripped of their personal identities and referred to only by numbers. The experiment was supposed to last 2 weeks, but no one could predict the chaos that would unfold within days. At first, the guards approached their roles with hesitation, unsure of how far to push their authority. But as time passed, their behavior grew increasingly sadistic. They enforced arbitrary rules, humiliated prisoners, and subjected them to psychological torment. One guard, later referred to as John Wayne, became notorious for his brutal treatment of the prisoners, taking on a persona of dominance and cruelty. The line between role-playing and reality blurred as power corrupted the guards. The prisoners, initially playing along, soon began to crumble under the pressure. They experienced psychological distress, emotional breakdowns, and a sense of helplessness. One prisoner, referred to as number 8612, suffered a mental collapse so severe that he had to be removed from the experiment after only 36 hours. Others protested by going on hunger strikes, which were met with harsh punishments. The simulated prison began to feel terrifyingly real. Zimbardo, acting as the prison's superintendent, became deeply immersed in the experiment. Instead of maintaining objectivity, he encouraged the guards to assert their authority and ignored the suffering of the prisoners. His failure to intervene raised serious ethical questions as the experiment crossed the line from observation to active harm. Zimbardo later admitted that he became a participant rather than a neutral observer, blinded by the unfolding drama. On the 6th day, Christina Maslach, a graduate student and Zimbardo's girlfriend, visited the experiment and was horrified by what she saw. She confronted Zimbardo, demanding an immediate end to the study. Her intervention marked a turning point, and Zimbardo terminated the experiment. The planned 2-week study ended in less than a week, leaving behind a trail of psychological scars and unanswered questions. The Stanford Prison Experiment sparked outrage and debate worldwide. Critics condemned Zimbardo for allowing the experiment to go so far, while others questioned the validity of the findings. The study became a symbol of the dangers of unchecked authority and the potential for ordinary people to commit extraordinary acts of cruelty. Decades later, it remains one of the most infamous experiments in psychology. The Stanford Prison Experiment serves as a chilling reminder of how power can corrupt and dehumanize. It highlighted the need for stricter ethical guidelines in psychological research and raised questions about human nature. Are people inherently cruel, or does the environment shape their actions? These questions continue to resonate, making the study as relevant today as it was in 1971.